readings by AK, which is called Arvind Sai these days. So we have Devi Mohan with us today. She is from Mohanji Foundation. So we would like to take some introduction from her side and what kind of work for all of us.
Okay, very briefly. Wonderful to be on channel.
Thank you.
So for your viewers, we have just Ella. Here behind us is Shirdi Sai Baba. Arvind and I spoke about that we had. I'll just introduce myself briefly. My name is Devi Mohan. Since 2015, this is my name. And it was very unusual name for someone from the Balkan region. I come from former Yugoslavia, both Croatia, Serbia, and in 2007, January, I was at the time living in Dubai. I met Mohanji, and this is where my life changed completely. I have a unique privilege of saying that my husband is my guru at the same time. Not many people can say that.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah, it's been an amazing journey, and it all happened with the kripa or grace of Sai Baba. So it was Baba who made it possible. He connected Mohanji and I, literally telepathic guidance through the third eye. And Mohanji kept getting messages about me, but I was the one who prayed to Baba. I went to his avatar called Satya Sai, but for me, Baba is Baba, you know. So at that point, when I prayed that if I'm ever to marry, it should be someone who is highly evolved but unassuming, and that we may serve the world together. So that's how Baba connected us. And at the time when I met Mohanji, he was still in his, you could say, formative stage. He was not known as a spiritual master. He was very introverted. And because I'm extroverted in a way, I feel masters have connected us as two opposites, so that I would help him to come out into the public. So I did my part, and it came kind of spontaneously because he was telepathically receiving a lot of amazing content, like meditations. He was writing amazing blogs. So you like read it, you'll be like, wow. So this is what comes from, as he says, Ridambara Buddhi. It doesn't come from some knowledge that you acquired from the books or from your own deduction from the intellect. It comes from the higher consciousness. And that was very, very visible. So I was very proud of him, and I really enjoyed this relationship. And over time, I have realized who it is that I live with. You know, I didn't recognize him as spiritual master straight away, but slowly experiences kept happening. And it was mainly Baba. You know, Baba works in amazing ways. Sometimes he scolds you, sometimes he supports you and praises you. And so many leelas have happened. It's just been amazing. So I have described all of this in my autobiography called Home for a Refugee. And you can find it on Amazon or gurulight.com. You can order the book and read it. Or on YouTube, you can find a series called My Journey with Mohanji.
Yeah, it is amazing. It is amazing. I have seen that My Journey with Mohanji in one night, and it is so glued. I was totally glued to this, and I know a lot about Mohanji and Devi through that documentary. You guys also search on YouTube and watch that documentary for sure. So now the next
I recorded
question.
this as series during COVID, you know, so people started getting used to every weekend a new episode comes out. I'm like this Turkish series. It was really funny, and they were like, "Why did you stop? It was so amazing." Well, I said, "Okay, I told some part of the story, but actually the book goes much more in depth,
Deeper,
and it's you can't compare the two. And the book also talks about all the horrors of the war in my country, former Yugoslavia, and how this near-death experience, dark night of the soul, many other stuff prepared me for this spiritual path. You know? So
that's good.
it was really amazing. You asked me to share some experience with Shirdi Baba.
Right.
You know, I did not know anything about Shirdi Baba, Sai Baba at all, and I could say the very first experiences started happening after I visited Satya Sai Baba. But even though I have physically met Satya Sai, for some reason I noticed that I connect more with Shirdi Sai. And then when I did a past life regression in New Delhi by Dr. Chowdhury, he showed me that I was a Marathi woman living in Shirdi. I was a yoga teacher for children.
That was amazing.
I saw like when you in past life regression you see yourself just like you are right now in the body. So I saw like I wore saffron clothing, and I had a Rudraksha mala. And I was mainly teaching yoga to children. So I actually lived in Shirdi. My father was Muslim and my mother was European. And I did. They were quite well off, and I studied even abroad. And I finished my master's degree. At that time, it was like a really big deal. And then after I completed the studies, I just left everything and went to Shirdi. So the same thing happened in this lifetime. I got these amazing scholarships. All through applying through internet. We all coughing from the sand and dust. And after I got this amazing $80,000 in scholarships, went to Italy, went to America, studied the whole thing. Then, just like this, something happened, and I just wanted to go into spiritual practices and come as close as possible to India. So in this lifetime, it started with a conscious astral travel. It's called astral projection. That you can find. You haven't listened to that one yet. That's your next on the list. If you just type Devi podcast, Devi Mohan podcast, you will find Devi Mohan podcast. You will find, I think, also 7-8 episodes. It's about this profound experience with a great yogi whom I came to know was Mai Tri Babaji. He's such a great master, intergalactic master. And he, there's this entire lineages of Kriya Yoga, a couple of different lineages. And something happened to me at that point that changed me. Like my inner software changed, and I lost the interest in career in America, in the West. The whole thing just dropped. And I went to Dubai and I got a job there. And all I wanted was just to come as close as possible to living masters, to be initiated into Kriya, to do like serious spiritual practice to serve humanity. So my whole focus shifted, because you get to realize that you don't have much time. There's not much time, quality time in our life. So I'm really blessed to be on this path right now. This is a path of Raja Yoga. We don't have any serious big rules.
Can we have a little bit details on what is Raja Yoga path?
Yeah, so Raja Yoga or the royal yoga, being royal means that you feel that you have everything within you and you need nothing from the outside world. You don't go to temples to beg. You don't ask anything for yourself. You start to discover that all you need is already there within, and that feeling of inner fullness. So that comes from the constant and genuine connection to yourself. And one of the key practices that we have is this Kriya that Mohanji received from Mai Tri Babaji. I was actually present in the room when he downloaded it through consciousness. It was 5 a.m. one day in Dubai. It was amazing honor to be there present when that happened.
Absolutely.
It's a very profound Kriya, and we have on mohanji.org anyone can apply to be initiated. They are a bit strict, they will ask you some questions, and if they judge that you are serious about it, you're just doing it out of fancy, or you really want to evolve spiritually and liberate yourself from all these traps of Maya, then they will approve you. And training is done online, and then at some point you meet Mohanji and he gives actual initiation through a Shaktipat, because he aligns the three main nadis.
Ida, Pingala and
Sushumna. So that to make sure that at some point when Kundalini starts moving, that it doesn't go in the left or right nadi, but it goes straight up in the middle. So that's about it. And Shirdi Baba, I had some experiences with him. It was amazing, mainly leelas, all fun stuff. But when I really felt him was when I was pregnant, and I went to the gym, and I was a bit worried I was going to get fat.
I know all that.
So I was like, no, I want to continue exercising. But when you are
pregnant...
And
you were watching Julia Roberts' movie.
No, it was the other one, the blonde, the movie Australia. I was playing in the gym, and I kept staring at the movie. And I continuously walked on treadmill for like 2 hours and a half. And pregnant women are not supposed to exercise so much. So next day morning, I started having horrible pain, like knives stabbing me in the stomach, and I realized it's a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually expelling the baby out.
Even if I'm not a woman in physical form, I can understand the pain which you might have gone through from my past lives.
Yeah, or it was horrible. Like first of all, the fear of losing the child. Secondly, the pain of it emotionally and physically, it was just unbearable. And Mohanji prayed to Baba. We have an altar in our room, and he prayed to Baba. And Baba telepathically told him that I should gulp the entire package of Shirdi Sai Vibhuti. So this Vibhuti is like a ash, it's like crunchy, and it's not really like satisfied one would probably more easy to swallow.
Right.
And at that time I have to be honest, I didn't quite believe that this is really gonna do something, but when you suffer, your ego gets hit. So after 40 minutes of continuous pain, I'm like, that was like the last effort I made. My last effort to do anything about this condition was to gulp this vibhuti. The second I swallowed it, contractions
Pain just
stopped.
vanished.
Everything, contractions stopped, everything, miscarriage stopped. Mohanji came back, he had to go to the office, there was some royal family member meeting or something. He came back to take me to the hospital. I'm like, it's all done.
Yeah.
It's gone. And we went there, checked, they said, baby's fine.
Baby's fine.
There's some signs of contractions of muscles of the uterus, but baby's all fine, nothing to worry.
Yeah.
That was like, it really hits you. And later on in life, there were some other experiences where, like, of the deepest pain and agony. Spontaneously, the one that would come to me was Shirdi Baba. It wasn't Jesus. Even though I come from Christianity and Europe and all that. No, it's like, who comes to you first
It's
from your
the
heart?
Shirdi connection, like your past life connection. I would like to add something to past life. I also went to my past life. I was also on Shirdi, but I was a cow who used to give milk to Sai Baba.
Okay.
So that lifetime was amazing, where I saw myself as an animal, but it was the best animal you could have imagined. The kind of eyes that cow had, the kind of compassion the cow was showing to Shirdi Sai Baba, that was amazing.
Wow.
So
That's
we were together that time. You were milking the cow.
Maybe I was drinking your milk. I drank you.
Right. So with this laugh, we'll go to the next question, and probably the last one in this episode. It is about Mai Tri Healing. What is Mai Tri Healing, and why this name Mai Tri, and how do you do that online as well as in person?
Yeah, it's been a while since I always knew that there is some like healing powers in the palms, and Devi Mohan, the great saint connected to Baba, also confirmed it. But I intuitively waited until I noticed that some people get sick by doing healings. It means that they pick up from the sick people onto themselves, and I didn't want to be one of those people. So casually we asked Mohanji at one day, and he explained the key point. He said that when you perform healing, you can't even call it a healing. You are an instrument of divine energy, and you bring that person into a mode of self-healing. But you cannot touch prarabdha karma. The destiny aspect of karma cannot be touched. So if you put an intention at the beginning that only as much as is karmically allowed, then you are safe from taking in prarabdha karma records, energy records from the person. So that's like one of the key aspects of Mai Tri. And second is that people who are initiated into Mai Tri are committed to healthy lifestyle, no smoking, no drinking, no meat, even dairy is avoided. But okay, for initiation you can have dairy, but meat, alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, none of that is allowed. And secondly, no ownership of the result of the healing, because that boosts your ego, and so you have this clear understanding that you're just an instrument. We connect with Mohanji's third eye. There's a training in which we undergo how to do that, and basically because he's like a realized spiritual master connected to the source, which means that we are instrument of the energy of the source through a living master, and that's what makes it really powerful. Living masters have direct access to Karana Sharira, which is the causal layer of the aura, which other people who attend courses and stuff, and you intellectually learn something, and you can't get there. It's very subtle. You need to be at that level of subtlety to have access. So we remove seeds of painful impressions that are stored and different layers of Karana Sharira through the chakras. So
Okay.
we pass through each chakra and go
Uh-huh.
down into the depth,
Uh-huh.
remove seeds of painful
Uh-huh.
impressions, which are still there in Karana Sharira in a seed form.
Mm-hmm.
And those that have sprouted already, that became part of your fears and your emotions and your mind and so forth, we also work on healing that as much as possible.
Okay.
And also there's a lot of cleansing of central axis, pelvic floor, also cleansing of certain heaviness from ancestral karma. So overall, at the end of the Mai Tri session, you feel so much lighter. You feel like you lost some weight, like inner weight as you
Even
do this.
I would like to add to this, I also had the online session with you for Mai Tri, and since that day I'm feeling very lighter. And the kind of experiences I am having, like I met you in person, I met Mohanji in person, which is something, people dream about it. And for me, it is so easy. As if you are my family, you are my gurus, you are my friends.
So there is some connection.
So there is definitely some connection which fruitified once you remove all the negative karma seeds from my chakras, and here I am sitting with you, taking them and enjoying.
So I don't quite, I cannot decide how this healing is gonna go, in which direction. We leave that to divine. But I also get, through the third eye, I get some messages from your higher self. What is most important for you at this moment? We all have many impressions, many past lives and stuff, but usually something pops out, and it always turns out to be very relevant information, so that you have more clarity. But that's basically it. So it never happens that, like, let's say you have headaches and you come to me only for headache. Headache is only one part of the story, right? So that's why we call it Mai Tri method. We don't really say it's for healing, it's more for inner alignment, so that you bring yourself to mode of self-healing, because that's actually more true. As Jesus says, let your faith heal you, So in the end, that's how that healing works. But this removal of painful impressions is actually the greatest thing, because we all have too much of luggage that we drag. Imagine traveling to the airplane with 5 suitcases and you're all the time carrying.
For me, it's always excess baggage.
So that's that. It's for me really enjoyable. I was in London, and there are many people who wanted to experience Mai Tri. So I was booked from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m.
Oh, look at the kind of demand you have.
And that's the time when I discovered that when I continuously perform Mai Tri, because I'm just an instrument, I don't get tired.
Because that positive energy flows through you into...
So that now I can imagine how it feels to be the hugging mother, from Kerala. Like, I didn't even have to go to the toilet. I didn't feel hungry. I was continuously, doing that. And that energy kind of overtakes you.
So at the time of, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. At the time of healing, once you are doing the Mai Tri session, so do you close your eyes or your eyes are open? Because to me, you said you can do anything. You can just sit down or you can lie down and you can listen to the music which you gave to me. So that music keeps on playing in the background once you're doing it, and you close your eyes, or what do you do?
You close your eyes, It doesn't matter the music, it can be there or not be there, so my feet are getting numb.
For me also.
It's really, I don't talk during the session, eyes are closed, and we just enter through each chakra. You go there deep, and then you just there. And I feel heat in my spine, love in my heart, and a lot of heat in the palms.
In the palm, and the right and left both palms.
Both palms are used. Front part of the body is the impressions from the present life. Back part of the body, so the kshetram of the chakras from the spine on the back are impressions from
the past life.
So I always feel more heat in my palms when I do the back, because that's where there's usually more. But it's very individual, because we all have individual issues, And the most beautiful part is that left hand on the pelvic floor, right hand on the crown, and cleansing of the passage for Kundalini. So on this path, we never manipulate Kundalini, we never push. It's simply about cleansing the path. And the key insight from Mohanji was that what cleanses the path of Kundalini the most, aside from your spiritual practice, is seva.
Ah,
So that's why Shirdi Baba and all masters always said how important it is to serve. Keep serving, keep loving unconditionally, because that's how you're doing the biggest favor to yourself. You are opening for the path of divine energy to rise up.
yeah, so we need to wrap this interview right now. So thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel and giving so much wisdom and with a lot of compassion. I really love you as my soul sister, and the kind of love you share with me, it is amazing. Thank you so much for blessing me. Thank you so much for watching my channel. If you want to get hold of all the information which Devi Mohan has provided, you have a lot of information already by after watching this video. Thank you so much for watching Sai Holistic Healings by AK. Take care.